How will custom Memoria be selected? Going forward, all new units will have dedicated Memoria, and we'll think of a way to introduce past units with their own Memoria when the time comes. How did the Sandbox UI softlock get past testing? From our experience in dealing with it, this issue would rarely happen, with no discernible origin in the past. Additionally, it only happened while playing with other players, which was not the focus of our testing sessions. Although it has now been resolved, we are committed to ensuring it doesn't happen again. For unit trials, some units require debuffs or status effects. Can those be added to their trial stages? In the past, unit trials were custom made to highlight the strengths of the units. However, that has led to people misunderstanding some of those units, and ended up in said people having a negative outlook on them. Since then, we have decided it is far easier and simpler to utilize simple trials, allowing the player to see what the units are capable of on their own terms. Considering the impact of Memorias, will we see fewer stat-stick familiars and more functional or utility-based familiars? There was already a shift towards more utility-based familiars, but due to how Memoria function, stat familiars will still remain incredibly valuable on newer units. As such, there is no definitive answer for this at the moment. If Memorias are slowly added to older units, how will they be handled for older Vanguards? This has not yet been decided. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Why haven't cosmetics been added in the past 2 updates? During these updates, none of the developers had the time to work on cosmetics, as more important matters remained. However, since then we have hired a new developer that should be able to ensure that said cosmetics are done, with ongoing applications for any other potential candidates that would be able to help. Will Ein's reality rewrite also be disabled in future events like this one? Due to how creative our modes tend to be, it is very hard for us to say whether future ones will have limitations similar to this one. In the event that they do, we will communicate it better to our player base. Are the new limited game modes one-time only, or will they return? If the community finds these modes fun enough, we'll try our best to bring them back in the future, perhaps with a twist. With the removal of the infinite leaderboard, are there plans for a resetting, team-based global leaderboard? Not at the moment. The removed leaderboards will exist in an eternal format, purely for bragging rights. Are there plans to add guilds anytime soon following the removal of leaderboards? Guilds will arrive as soon as we deem them ready, with additional details being shown shortly before. As a result of other games having a tendency to copy our original ideas, we unfortunately have to remain secretive about the state of guilds at the current moment in time. How will Memoria power creep be handled? There are plans in place to handle Memoria power creep. With the success of Update 10.5, what can we expect moving forward? There are no major shifts to speak of. The main reason behind our gradual decline was certainly the very long update times. As we have slowly gotten back into the rhythm of consistently fast updates, moving forward our main goal is to strive to do and be better, as always. Are there plans to change fundamental game systems like quest, story, or legend stages? We have a few good ideas, and always welcome ones created by our community. However, no plans are set at the moment. Are there plans to improve non-verbal in-game communication? No plans at the moment. Are there plans to improve telegraphing or add in-game summaries? No plans at the moment. Will shops be updated to include Memoria shards or other reroll-based items? In order to prevent new currency from becoming oversaturated, Memoria shards will not be going into old shops. Instead, it will slowly be integrated into new features. Will every update add the same number of Memorias? No. The Memoria count will vary depending on the amount of units added, amongst other factors. Will stages become harder to compensate for the addition of Memorias? We are looking into more endgame content, but the majority of the game being easy is by design. We want people to have a nice, casual experience. For those seeking a challenge, at the moment, Elemental Tower is the main game mode that can fulfill that thrill. Given the high cost of evolving units, will the Essence Stone cap be increased? With the removal of takedown requirements from unit evolutions, keeping Essence Stone capacities the same allows us to guarantee that players still take around the same time to evolve their units. If we were to increase the capacity, it would defeat that goal. As such, there are no plans to increase them at the moment. Will we be able to change Memorias and Familiars in-game? The in-game inventory will be improved at some point, and some requested features, such as this one, will be added as soon as said improvements are conducted. Can we search for units using their actual anime character names? The main use for this feature includes being able to name the characters with their corresponding copyrighted names, which would be a very bad look for us. For DMCA reasons, we simply cannot take this risk, as requested of a feature this may be. Will old Worldline units be buffed soon? We do not think this is necessary anymore due to the addition of Memorias, which more or less buffed every unit. Will Memorias be tradable once they are no longer obtainable? If a Memoria is limited, then it will be tradable, similarly to how units are. Will a UI be added to show equipped Memorias when hovering over units in the hotbar? We will look into this quality of life change and add it as soon as we can. Will Memorias have a similar obtainment method to Vanguard Familiars? This will be very based on the situation. Will PC users be able to toggle back the old inventory UI? We believe that the new UI has far more potential than the previous one. It simply wasn't executed as well as it could have been. As such, we are dedicated to improving it, rather than coding it all over again and maintaining it concurrently with the new one, which would be a much harder task to do. Why haven't recent Vanguard summon cutscenes changed for shiny or serialized units? The variations were completed but were overlooked and forgotten about due to the amount of other content being worked on during development. Are there plans for competitive content beyond tournaments and PvP? The next few updates will cater towards the casual player base, similar to the recent updates. Are there plans to make Vanguard Familiar obtainment more engaging than completing stages for 10 days? By design, Vanguard Familiars are not meant to take up a lot of development time and effort. As such, it is a difficult task to fit meaningful and unique obtainment methods for them, and the few attempts we made to do so were not well received. As always, we will continue seeking to improve our system